push up from the top. We're gonna be. We're gonna be.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Samantha. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We would love to have you in the fam. So, as I've been lately bringing back my Bay City Rollers content, this time I'm going to be ranking the Ricochet album from the Bay City Rollers when they became the Rollers once Duncan joined. So again, if y'all do not know, the Bay City Rollers did end up becoming the Rollers when Duncan Ford ended up joining the band, and Les McCowan did leave the band. So they did do a little revision of who they were, and they really did change up the music style. So with that being said, guys, let's jump right on in. Okay, so when I'm going on this list, there's no hate to any of the songs, and this is not the order of the actual tracks on the album. It is how I'm personally ranking them. So again, no hate to any of the tracks, no hate to any of the way the song sounds. This is just how I personally would listen to them on a day-to-day basis. So number 1 is Life on the Radio. I feel like this song does not get the attention it deserves just because as someone who listens to a lot of music, talking about, being on the radio, that's not something a lot of people can discuss. Just because not everyone in the world is a musical artist, but rather, having the ability to be played on the radio and, kind of get used to hearing your own sound on the radio and how it kind of makes you feel inside rather than just, life in general. Next up is Roxy Lady. Roxy Lady is an Eric Faulkner track. This song, if y'all did not see my last video about the top 10 roller songs at the moment for myself, Roxy Lady, again, has been living in my head. I can never get it out of my head for some stinking reason. Eric just gets stuck in my subconscious and it's just singing over and over again with Roxy Lady. So again, love him. Number 3 is Doors, Bars, Metal. So this one has an interesting video connected to the concept of the actual song. The song itself does not sound the way that the video ended up coming out. I feel like the concept of the video was very interesting to kind of, base around the track. And again, I'm not sure if they came up with the concept of the video before they did the track. That would be an interesting question to ask any of them. I think it's very interesting to know those kind of things. But yeah. Next up is number 4, which is That's Where the Boys Are. Another Eric Faulkner track. I like that Eric and Duncan kind of shared, vocals on the record. Because again, it's nice to have like a little bit of a variation of vocals. I absolutely do love Duncan and Duncan's voice and vocals and everything else. Of course, you can tell that I'm a Duncan fan right there. Next up is Ride. I feel like I got a good chunk of people hooked on this song after I started talking about it. Basically just Ride On in, I love that song. It's super different from some of the other songs that they did put out. Again, the tracks do change with how I feel that they did end up writing them. Again, I don't actually have a copy of the Ricochet album, so I don't really want to go through saying, oh, who wrote blah. I need to get my hands on the Ricochet album just so that I can, get a good, clear audience of what songs were written by who. I did have a few people send me the photos a long time ago. I've lost those between now and since then. So, again, I would rather not, give false information, but I just think it's super cool how they all collectively worked together to write the different tracks they did. Number 6 is Won't You Come Home With Me. Absolutely love this song. It was originally a Rabbit song from Duncan himself in his Rabbit days. If y'all don't know about Rabbit, you should go check out Rabbit. I think it's super cool to hear the different versions of Won't You Come Home With Me and how they did a redemption of it and how that song kind of came to be as a different version for the Rollers. But I do think working in previously written music was actually a really good thing for them because I feel like it kind of shows personality differences in who they were. Number 7. I cannot keep track. I have the numbers right in front of me. No doubt about it. Another good song. Again, super different. I feel like every single track on this album is kind of different from each other. However, they all do kind of reflect each other in a way to, the way that the tracks are written and, how the songs did come about. And again, all the different works that went into the singular album. I feel like, again, them working together did create some really, really good music. Number 8, Lay Your Love on the Line. This one I did a YouTube short to like a long time ago. It really did get me in the subconscious of getting stuck in my head, and now I kind of think back to you know, when I first heard that song and how my brain automatically started thinking about it and how now my brain kind of just goes back to that song all the dang time. Number 9, This Is Your Life. This is one I don't listen to too often. I'm kind of like working my way around listening to the different tracks again and, you know, kind of analyzing these tracks and stuff like that. I think it's a very interesting thing to be able to analyze music and kind of depict what you like about certain albums, what you don't like about certain albums. Because again, I love all these songs again, but of course, everyone's going to have different opinions on different songs, different aspects of these music videos and audios as well. Just because, of course, time has changed since the 1980s and 1970s for stuff like that. Set the Fashion is number 10. Again, it's kind of lower on the list just because of the fact that I don't listen to it as much as the other songs. I do love it. I love all these songs. I do think that the work that was put in was super cool for all these songs. Number 11 being Ricochet. Again, the title track of the album. Again, it's just because it's more, you know, no words to it, no lyrics to it, so it's kind of one of those songs that you're just like, oh, you know, get me pumping, you know. And of course, the last one is Life on the Radio singular version. I included that. I don't know if it's actually on the Ricochet album itself, but I do think it's interesting to be able to add that to the ranking of this album. With that being said, you guys, if you guys would like me to rank any other Bay City Rollers album, a Bee Gees album, any album generally considered like 50s to 90s audios series of people, you know, anyone from Westside, Bee Gees, Bay City Rollers, Andy Gibbs, stuff like that, I would absolutely love to do that. I find it really fun to go through and analyzing the tracks, or if there's an artist that maybe I haven't mentioned on this channel and you guys would like to hear my thoughts and opinions, you know, maybe rank an album, maybe identify what I like about their music, what I don't, or if you know a small artist and you'd like me to talk about them, I would absolutely love to have a conversation about that, you know, kind of share my thoughts and opinions, you know, immerse myself into their music and kind of, you know, figure out what's super cool about smaller artists, you know. I love talking about small artists. I love talking about bands and solo artists. Everything like music related, I absolutely love to discuss with you guys, and I love to hear your opinions on it as well. So with that being said, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications so you never miss a future upload. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!